An obscure website named MassivelyOp declares Star Citizen game most likely to flop in 2018. Are they intellectually dishonest or just stupid? Let's investigate. I'm sitting having my lovely Christmas dinner and my nipples start to tingle. We all know what it means when Montoya's nipples tingle. It means someone somewhere on the internet had said something bad about Star Citizen. Well, I'm going to turn my cap around for this one. Oh boy. All right. Let's do this. All right. MassivelyOp. First of all, I'll confess I have not visited the site before, and I'm going to say some nice things to start off. Nice site. I can appreciate the amount of time and effort it gets to build a gaming site like this with lots of news and opinions. On the topic of opinions, to make something very clear before we get into this, the difference between a journalist and a blogger is that a journalist investigates. A journalist will take the pen and paper and then go to Chris Roberts' office and then sit down with Chris and say, Chris, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? And, they'll sit down and really talk and get to understand the ins and out of everything. A blogger doesn't have to. A blogger simply wakes up in the morning, picks their nose, farts, has some coffee, and writes an opinion about something. You can right now go to wordpress.com, start a blog, and blog away happily. Your opinions are just as important as everyone else who wrote on this site. Now, not to say these people's opinions are not important. Like I said, I can appreciate the time and effort it takes to do this, but listen, when you take on Star Citizen, and you say it's going to flop, you better have a damn good reason. And the reasons they give here are just not good. They are terrible. They are terrible, just like the people who wrote those. Well, I don't do the backward cap thing very well. Let's continue. And I'm going to be extremely fair here. Look, a lot of people have concerns with Star Citizen. And yes, a lot of people have good points. But no one knows Star Citizen as well as the actual backers who are in there every single day and read every single line of a patch note and play the game 3 or 4 hours a day to know exactly what's happening. The individuals here do not do that. They write about a lot of different games. Most of them are married to certain MMOs and do not play Star Citizen seriously. This is just it's important to know what people think. So when they said MassivelyOp here says that Star Citizen most likely to flop in 2018, I said, let's do this. Let's take a look at what the concerns are and answer them as fairly as possible. Let's go. All right, beginning with Andrew Ross. Andrew Ross says, now these are the reasons why Star Citizen will flop in 2018. Probably Star Citizen, that's assuming it gets released in 2018. I don't think that's happening. Okay, there's a bit of a superposition, kind of a Schrodinger's Star Citizen. If it gets released, it will flop, but it's not happening. So is it or is it not happening? I think what he's saying is that it's going to disappoint people. And this ties in with what one of your colleagues said below there, Andrew. So let's get back to Andrew in a second. Brendan Drain says Star Citizen, no comment. I thought, okay, like what reasons? But if you click their name, you actually see other articles that I wrote on. And he is a big-time EVE player. Not that it means if you play EVE, you can't like Star Citizen. We have many, many members in my org and in Star Citizen itself who are long-time EVE vets. People from the EVE beta who are still playing EVE, which speaks volumes to the success that EVE is and continues to be. No other game no other game I'm aware of has the depth of the player-generated content that EVE does. They do it so well. And the people who are hardcore into EVE do not want to see other games succeed and suck away possible attention from EVE. I know when I started playing EVE 6 or 7 years ago, I played for about 1.5 years, I was looking for a good space sim, and there was nothing else on the market, and EVE was it. It is a really good game. Unfortunately, it took over my life. I had to back away from it, and I have to. It's like a drug. You have to just get off and not go back, because that's how good it is. So nothing bad to say about EVE, but any hardcore EVE player will not like Star Citizen for the fact that it's going to draw attention away from EVE, and you don't want that. I'm not saying that's the reason here, Brendan, but it might be. Brianna Roach says, Star Citizen is the obvious pick here. She goes on to talk about something called Wildstar. I don't know what that is, but back to Star Citizen. Star Citizen isn't going to implode, just disappoint, flop in a No Man's Sky kind of way. We'll all be old and gray by the time it ever lives up to the hype. Haha, joke's on you, I'm already old and gray. So that's not going to happen. I can get grayer maybe, but I'm aging backwards in time. Benjamin Button style. All right, Brianna, let me answer you here. She says it's not going to implode but disappoint, flop in No Man's Sky kind of way. Stop right there. All right. I'll tell you why you are wrong, Brianna. No Man's Sky was in closed development. We did not get to see every single step of No Man's Sky development. No Man's Sky went on a bunch of shows. They said, hey, we have this massive game with procedurally generated universe, hundreds of thousands or millions of star systems. It's going to be amazing. Now, those of us who have played Elite Dangerous don't see any big deal in having a procedurally generated universe with thousands of star systems, hundreds of thousands, millions of star systems. It doesn't appeal to Elite Dangerous players because we know what it is. And after the 100th or 1000th system you visit, it doesn't make any difference. It's all the same stuff. The problem with No Man's Sky was they promised this magical, beautiful thing with procedure generated universe. To most people sounds amazing, but you know what? If you've played it, I'm sure it gets boring as hell after you visit the 100th planet. The big thing was, they said massive multiplayer online. There was none. They promised multiplayer. There was none. I was watching some guy's Twitch and he said to his buddy, I'm on this planet, come visit. His buddy said, I'm on that planet too, where are you? They couldn't see each other on the same planet. They weren't even in the same instance. There was no MMO. That's why No Man's Sky flopped, because they promised something they didn't deliver on. And it was closed concept. No one got to see it before it came out. It was simply, here we are, No Man's Sky, enjoy. And people were like, I don't know what this is, but it doesn't pass my smell test, and it didn't. Difference being, Star Citizen is in open development. Right now, this very second, I can jump into the game and see exactly what is there. Every single backer in Star Citizen can jump into the game this very second and see what's there. It's not going to be a surprise. They won't simply release one day and go, ta-da, here it is. We all know what it is. So there won't be disappointment on release because we know what to expect. We are in it. The magic of open development is you get to see every single step. Anytime someone compares Star Citizen to No Man's Sky, immediately should tell you they have no idea what they are talking about. So Brianna, you don't know what you're talking about. Elliot, I put Star Citizen here because, let's be real, same thing I said before this year. This game deserves to win, I guess win the game most likely flop, for not actually releasing while driving expectations up further. Okay, let's stop there and address that. I think he's referring to driving expectations further. No, we pretty much know what to expect. They've already said 100 star systems. They've already said being able to travel from the surface to a space station, to a moon or planet without loading screens. The expectations are baked in already. There's no new expectations. I think I know what you're getting at, and I think one of your colleagues below also addressed this. So let's finish with you, and we'll get back to that. But he goes on, Elliot goes on to say, this did seem to show some pretty big cracks in the facade. Nothing has actually changed. Oh, cracks in the facade. Oh, if by cracks, oh, yeah. If by cracks in the facade, you mean the ability to go from the surface of a planet to a space station in orbit you can see in real time, orbiting above you. From that space station, quantum drive to another planet or moon you can see in the distance in real time. If that is a crack in the facade, then yes. If by crack in the facade you mean promised us procedurally generated planet cities, a city which covers an entire planet, which was impossible to do in 2013, but now exists, if that is a crack in the facade, then yes. So I think Elliot is living in opposite day because he's pointing out to all the beautiful and amazing things which has happened, and so those are cracks. So no. Let's go on. Justin Olivetti, I don't know what Delvian is. Larry says something, everything owned by Disney. Yeah, Larry, I agree with you. I'm worried too. I speak on behalf of every single Star Wars fan when I say we need a new Jedi Academy. If they crowdfunded Jedi Academy, a new one, I will put in so much money. Disney, if you're listening, Jedi Academy again, please. I hope they don't dumb things down too much. I have faith. Let's just see what comes out of that. MJ says Dauntless. I have no comment about that. And Tina, last one, says I vote for Star Citizen because of the weight of expectations surrounding the title. All right, we were talking with who? Elliot before about that. The way the main development progress has been sidelined by meeting crowdfunding promises. All right, hang on. Stretch goals. What these two guys are talking about are stretch goals. Now, we had a lot of stretch goals early on. Here we are. Let me just jump to the page. Stretch goals ended in, let's scroll all the way down, 2014. There have been no new stretch goals since 2014. So if your concern is that they are sidelining development so they can meet the stretch goals, you are stuck in 2014. They have met every single stretch goal. I think. Let's see. Pets? Well, we don't have pets. Miss Reliant is in. Genesis Starliner is in development. Prowler, yeah, they already made that. Everything you see here is done. It is done. Done. Yeah, it's all. So, no, they're not sidelining progress to meet stretch goals. Also, keep in mind that in 2014, they didn't have, is it close to 500 employees? This started with 7 employees. So when you had 10, 15, 20 employees, yeah, you had to sideline some things. So everyone, we're working on a toilet now. So drop whatever you're doing, let's work on a toilet. I guarantee you they have one guy to work on toilets. He's hired. His whole job is to make toilets. So no, they don't have to sideline anything anymore. There are departments which work on just ships. There are departments which work on just procedure-generated stuff. Everyone is working simultaneously at the same time. No, stuff is not being sidelined. You are late and slow on that news. My worries are it's for sustainability with such convoluted, muddy business model. Hey, now look. Okay, let's be fair here. This is the first time any company, gaming company, has raised this amount of money. This is record-breaking. Open the Guinness Book of Records. Star Citizen is in there for largest crowdfunded. There's never been this kind of business model before. So when someone says they're concerned about it, absolutely. The first time someone does something is always you should always be concerned. When the Wright brothers flew for the first time, Tina would be writing, I'm concerned about the viability of this because they only flew for 12 seconds. Who knows if this will succeed or not? Yes. Nobody knows because it's new. And there are always risks. I'm going to be fair to you, Tina. You are absolutely correct about sustainability. And this ties in with the stretch goals. Let's go to the top of the page here. I refer to this chart as the health meter for Star Citizen. And as I've mentioned before, my estimates are between $2.5 to $3 million needed per month to keep this afloat. They have lots of software guys, there's artists, there's so many people employed there who need salaries, who need to feed their families. Unlike Crytek, who doesn't pay their employees, Star Citizen does pay their employees. And as you can see here, starting in May, 2.6 million, let's call it 2 million, 2.3, 2.6, 1.9, 3.3, $6 million. They are bringing in money. And I've said this before, people vote with their wallets. When this chart here drops below 1 million, when it starts hitting 750, 500,000 per month, I will be the first to say, hey, this project is in danger. Until that time, this pretty much shows that things are going strong. People are voting with their wallets. People are buying beautiful JPEGs, and the crowdfunding continues. As long as that chart keeps on bringing in money, we are good. So, sustainability, always a concern, yes. But as we can see, and I just showed you the chart, money is coming in strong. We are good. I can see how difficult it's becoming for a team to deliver these lofty promises. As I showed you, the promises have been fulfilled. And 2017 is not assured me that they can cope. Hey, so far, we have not seen that. If anything, this past month, December, record number of new members coming into my organization, record numbers of new people coming to the game, and massive $6 million in funding, which is huge. Show me one other game that's crowdfunded $6 million, let alone $6 million in 1 month, like they did right now. So let's go by that. And Tina, absolutely, you are right, you're fair. But overall, everyone else, I don't think you're on the ball with this. In fact, I think you're horribly wrong. With that, let's wrap it up. Please feel free to visit MassivelyOp. I think they do a lovely job otherwise. And with that, let's sign off. I hope you had a Merry Christmas and have yourself a very happy New Year. I will see you in the next one.